Hi, everyone. Welcome to week 2. This week, we're looking at two important components of the Balanced Literacy Framework. We're going to look at shared reading and interactive read aloud. Both of these components play a key role in both decoding and comprehension instruction. I want to first talk about shared reading. You read about shared reading in chapter 3 of our text. There you read that the teacher and the students negotiate the text together as a whole group, and the teacher explicitly teaches decoding and comprehension strategies. Early on in shared reading, there is a great deal of teacher support. The students are learning how print works and to develop an early reading process. Intermediate and advanced readers can further develop their competencies in word analysis, vocabulary, fluency, and comprehension. As our text said early on, in shared reading, you might use a big book, enlarged poems on chart paper, colorful texts. For those early beginnings of shared reading, you don't want a lot of text on the page. We want to keep the kids interested. For older students, you might use Reader's Theater scripts. You might enlarge a page of a nonfiction text that you want all of the students to consider. In chapter 4 this week, on page 84, there is a chart, Shared Reading Changes Over Time. And it talks about shared reading text for emergent readers, early readers, intermediate and middle level readers, and then it discusses the goals for those readers also. Chapter 4 talks about the value of shared reading for your intermediate and middle level readers. The latter part of chapter 4 discusses how the students are writing in response to shared reading. For example, you might do a shared reading of the text peanut butter, jelly, jelly. First you take the dough and knead it, peanut butter, jelly, jelly. Have them write an innovation on the text. Change the words peanut butter or jelly, but they're going to be able then to reread this in shared reading or independent reading. You also want them to be doing shared writing with you and independent writing about shared reading. Now I want to talk about interactive read aloud. On page 283, in chapter 12, Fountas and Pinnell talk about interactive read aloud. At all grade levels, students need to listen to and comprehend age-appropriate texts in a mix of genres and increasingly complex text. Enjoyment and engagement are necessary. At the same time, you're teaching for comprehension before students can read a text at a higher level of complexity when using an interactive read aloud. Students can think, talk, and write about the stories and the content of those texts that you deliberately selected without having to decode words themselves. You also want to be thinking about how to support readers when thinking within the text, beyond the text, and about the text. This week, you're going to be watching several videos about shared reading and interactive read aloud. I want to say a little bit about these videos. These videos are from YouTube. Well, not all videos on YouTube are created the same, meaning these videos demonstrate what Fountas and Pinnell are talking about in your text when it comes to shared reading and interactive read aloud. Just because someone posts a video on shared reading, it may not be a good model for you to imitate. These are carefully selected for you to do that. Yes, there are several, but with an online class, this is the best way for you to see these examples. If you have any questions, please ask me. Thank you.